This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. The governor of Kentucky said on Thursday fatalities were expected after two U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters crashed during a routine training mission over the state late on Wednesday. The status of the crew members was not immediately known, the U.S. Army's Fort Campbell said in a statement to newsmen. Without providing the number of people who were on board, crew members were flying two HH-60 Black Hawk helicopters operated by the 101st Airborne Division, which crashed at around 10 p.m. ET in Kentucky's Trigg County. Fort Campbell's public affairs office said, in quote, "The command is currently focused on caring for the service members and their families." The statement said, adding that the cause of the crash was under investigation. The HH-60 is a variant of the Black Hawk helicopter designed to provide support for various military operations, including air assault and medical evacuations, according to the Army. Migrants were locked in a cell as a blaze spread, killing 39 people at a detention center in Mexico, witnesses and a survivor said on Wednesday, as Mexican prosecutors said they were investigating the incident as a possible homicide. Prosecutors have identified 8 people who may be responsible for the death on Monday at the center in the northern border city of Ciudad Juarez. Security Minister Rosa Isela Rodriguez said at a news conference on Wednesday the people are 2 federal agents, a state migration officer, and 5 members of a private security firm. She added, all the victims were male and Mexico's government is under pressure to find out why they died after officials said the women migrants at the center were safely evacuated. A short video circulating on social media on Tuesday, appearing to be security footage from inside the center during the blaze, showed men kicking on the bars of a locked door as their cell filled with smoke. 3 uniformed people can be seen walking past without trying to open the door. Sarah Irene Herreras, head of the Human Rights Unit at Mexico's Attorney General's office, said at the same news conference that no arrests have yet been made, but that warrants would be requested this evening and Thursday. Russian authorities have detained an American reporter for the Wall Street Journal on espionage charges, Russia's top security agency has said. The Federal Security Service (FSB), the top KGB successor agency, said on Thursday that Evan Gershkovich was detained in the Ural Mountains city of Yekaterinburg while allegedly trying to obtain classified information. It alleged that Gershkovich was collecting classified information about the activities of one of the enterprises of the Russian military-industrial complex that constitutes a state secret. He was covering the war in Ukraine, developments in Russia, and the Wagner mercenary group. The FSB did not say when the detention took place. Gershkovich could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted of espionage. He is the first reporter for an American news outlet to be detained on spying charges in Russia since the Cold War, and his arrest comes amid bitter global tensions over the fighting in Ukraine. Gershkovich, who was properly accredited as a journalist, works from the Wall Street Journal's Moscow bureau. Reporters Without Borders expressed serious concern, saying it was alarmed by what looks like retaliation. Lawmakers from the pro-Russia far-right Freedom Party have walked out of the lower house of Austria's parliament during a speech by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky addressed the chamber via video link on Thursday, thanking Austria for its humanitarian aid and help with projects such as clearing landmines. The far-right politicians said they were protesting against the speech because it violated Austria's principle of neutrality. Austria says its neutrality prevents it from military involvement in a conflict, and while it supports Ukraine politically, it cannot send the country weapons in its fight against the Russian invasion. The Freedom Party, FPO, however, had warned days before that it would hold some form of protest against Zelensky's address. Its lawmakers attended the start of the speech and then left. Lawmakers who walked out of the chamber left small placards on their desk featuring the party logo and either Space for Neutrality or Space for Peace. The current parliament runs until the autumn of next year. Asia must avoid chaos and conflict or the region's future will be lost, Chinese Premier Li Qiang has said. Speaking to an international audience of political and business leaders on Thursday, Li said China can be an anchor for world peace and stability and will continue undertaking reforms and opening up. Dozens of business leaders, including Apple Chief Executive Tim Cook, HSBC Chief Executive Noel Quinn, and Blackstone founder Steven Schwarzman, attended the forum. which comes as China faces heated competition with the United States as well as the task of reviving the world's second-largest economy after nearly 3 years of isolation under a tough zero-COVID policy. Political leaders attending the event include Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, who is due to become President of the European Union in July, and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva also spoke on Thursday morning about the need for cooperation and solidarity to overcome problems like trade fragmentation and find solutions to reinvigorate international trade in an equitable way and diversify supply chains. Despite weak economic data in the first 2 months of 2023, Lee said China is on the path to recovery after the end of zero COVID, which was abruptly scrapped in December following rare mass protests. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday!